Hello, welcome to the project number 7, week number 2. The topic for this week is
Activity 5. Studying a language. 1. Discuss the habits you have had in your English studies. Do you think they have been good or bad habits? Can you now use the language to communicate? Interesting facts. Did you know that a linguist is a scientist of language? Many people think that a linguist is someone who dedicates their life to learning many languages. No, that person is called a polyglot. A linguist is someone who studies the many different aspects of languages in a scientific way through experiments and observations. A linguist study things like how the brain works with language, psycholinguistics, how men and women or people from different places speak differently, sociolinguistics, the sounds of language, phonology, and other issues related to language. 2. Listen to a linguistic talk about the do's and don'ts of studying a language. For each of the sentences below, decide if it is something that will help you become fluent in English or it won't help you become fluent.
A linguistic talk about the do's and don'ts of studying a language. Hi students. So, I hear your dream is to become fluent in English. Today we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of studying a language. I will give you some tips that will help you to actually be able to use English in real life. First, I want you to reflect on an important question. How did you learn your first language? Did the adults around you ask you to conjugate verbs in the third person singular? Did you have to repeat a word 10 times in a row? Did you have to list all of the adverbs of frequency? Did you work with formulas for verbs? No, of course not. None of these things help you become fluent. You learn by being exposed to the language in context, by hearing it spoken by the people around you. Repeating verbs 20 times will help you memorize them, but you won't necessarily be able to use them in a real conversation. So what should you do? Interact with the language, like you do with your native language.
Read and listen to as much English as you can. Do things you like to do, but in English. Watch a sports show, read a gossip magazine, anything, but in English. The human brain has the incredible capacity to learn any language in the world as long as we are exposed to it. So live your life in English.
After listening to the audio, we will continue. For each of the sentences below, decide if it is something that will help you become fluent in English or it won't help you become fluent. 1. If you repeat words 20 times. 2. If you memorize lists of adverbs. 3. If you practice verb formulas. 4. If you read a lot in English. 5. If you do things you like in English. You will become fluent. You won't become fluent. Grammar note.
Notice the sentences in the first activity. They are in the first conditional. If you repeat words 20 times, you will become fluent.
We use the first conditional to talk about events that are probable in the future.
It is formed by using the simple present in the if clause. For example, if you repeat words 20 times, and the future with will or going to in the other clause. For example, can be affirmative, you will become fluent, or negative, you won't become fluent. Taking into consideration what the linguist says, write 3 sentences about studying a language using the first conditional.
For example,
if you are constantly exposed to the language, you will become fluent.
Listen to English songs. Participate in conversations. Listen and repeat dialogues.
See you next week. Bye.